Chop it down. Chop it down. Chop it down. You gon' chop it down. Chop it down. You gon' chop it down.
I just appreciate everybody
watching. Watch him throw the ball. We gon' pick it off. You gon' let him hit the hole or you gon' cut it off. You gon' play through fourth and long or you gon' punt it off. Your defenders, heavy hitters, put your pads in. Don't be looking for the ref to throw no flags in. Keep the helmet on, keep the cleats tight. You the type to want to win by any means, right? You should look alive. This is Trap or Dive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning to everybody. Oh, hold up. I was wondering why. So you know what I need this morning. Hold on, player. Let me get my music going. Here we go. Welcome back to another this morning. Trap or Dive YouTube channel. If you on YouTube, man, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It is definitely appreciated. Twitch, same thing. Make sure you hit that follow button. If you are just checking in and you are new to the channel, definitely appreciate that. Twitter side, definitely welcome to stay on that side. If you just want to watch the show, but in terms of comments and stuff like that, you don't see that on our side with Periscope. I don't get the comments. So if you want to be a part of the show, try to migrate over to the YouTube side, so you can tap in with this film session. Man, oh man, Aisle 2. Hey, so look, Aisle 2, we're gonna do both, but I'm a little pressed for time, so I want to make sure that I'll just go ahead and knock it out. I'm not gonna do too much talking in terms of like what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna get straight into the film, but we're gonna do both offense and defense. I just highlighted some key moments on the defensive side, because really the defense strapped for the most part. It was really like 3 drives that really hurt them. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that side as well. So we're getting both offense and defense. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm not gonna waste no more time. We'll start with the offense first, and go from there. Let me go ahead and get situated on my side. Good morning to everybody, man. Good morning. Let me set one more thing up. My bad. Play. Where is it? All right. Play 58. Go for 14. All right, boom. There we go. Go for 14. All right. So actually, the defense is quicker. So I'm gonna start with defense. And yes, like it's even actually it's kind of a little bit more difficult to watch on tape too. Like that 2 minute, I mean that second quarter drive, that 98-yard drive or 97-yard drive, you're gonna be real frustrated with Bobby McCain. And we're gonna go ahead and get right into the defense. Start on that side first, since that one is a little bit more simple listed details. All right, boom, there we go. Sorted. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to start with the positive, because they came out and played well up until the 11th play of the game, which is the start of that 2-minute drive. So we're going to start off and show like how things started off for Washington. And again, like I said, it started off really well. And where is my share screen at? Boom, share screen, share window, boom, and let's get it. All right. So first play, right out the gate, right? We all know it's Saquon. It's the Saquon and Daniel Jones show for New York. And off the rip, like the first 3 plays, it's all positive, man. People making plays, specifically Jamin. Specifically Danny Johnson. So obviously right here, power run for New York. Jamin simply just quicker than the offensive lineman that's pulling into the gap. That's the center replacing the guard, able to get past the block, shed it, make the quick tackle with who is that? Montez Sweat. Easy money, 3-yard gain. You set up with a 2nd and 7. So very simple, right? Come out the gate playing well, like good first down stock, right? I mean, obviously you don't want to give up any yards, but 3 yards, essentially you're getting a punt if you're averaging 3 yards on a play. Yeah, it was quick. Let's go ahead and get to the next play. Second down, very next play. All right. So this is a play made by the defense and good recognition simply from Daniel Jones. Up front, you're getting 4 rushers, right? But you're having a creeper pressure. If you all remember last time, I think it was either last Friday, if not the film session, I don't remember. But the creeper pressure again, you're showing 4, right? With Montez Sweat, Daron Payne, Jonathan Allen, James Smith-Williams. James Smith-Williams is playing out on the edge. Maybe just playing to be careful for the boot action or the play action role. However, the creeper comes in when you see Jamin Davis blitz, right? And you have James Smith-Williams stays in coverage. So now you still have 2 second-level defenders in coverage, but you're replacing one of the 4 rushers on the defensive line with Jamin Davis. So he has a clear path to the quarterback. And like I said, good recognition from Daniel Jones to hit the guy or target the guy where Jamin Davis was, right? Replacing Slayton where Jamin was. But now you have Danny Johnson making a good play on the ball as well. He did get there a little early, right? I ain't gonna lie to you. You got there a little early. And they didn't call it. But hey, a PBU is a PBU. And this is also a good example to start out the game. It's a good example to really emphasize the fact that Washington had some calls go in their favor as well. He got there a little bit early. But again, good recognition from Daniel Jones. A good creeper pressure to get that free shot for Jamin Davis on Daniel Jones, right? But good PPU on the back end as well. So players make plays, man. And that's really what it comes down to in certain situations is how you make a play. Because there's going to be some opportunity for the offense to make a play as well. You gotta fight back. So again, starting out the gate real good, right? 1st and 10, you get a 3-yard stop. 2nd and 7, incompletion. And now you have Danny Johnson again in another situation where he played this really well. Let's go ahead and run it, and we'll talk about it after. Easy money. So again, 3rd and 7, right? You have a cover 3. I think this is cover 3 look. Yeah, cover 3. They had that late rotation. So you go from a 2-high shell, right, to essentially replacing with the single high. You have one of your safeties. I can't tell who that is. I want to say that is Derek Forrest. Is that Derek Forrest? I can't tell. And that's Percy Butler up top, I believe. Anyway, point being, you got that 2-high. One of your safeties comes down as the hook defender, right? Taking away the middle, playing anything that's crossing over. And you got your pass rush up here. Trying to get to the quarterback, right? But anyway, point is, I'm over here, like, Danny Johnson is playing really good leverage at this point. 3rd and 6. Maintain your inside leverage because you're not letting anything cross your face and you're breaking on anything outside. So this is really good discipline from Danny Johnson, understanding the situation, understanding that sticks is more important than anything else in this moment. Like, know the route tree, understand where the sticks are, right? Understand, depending on how vertical he carries his route, there's only but so many things he can run. But he's at the point where he's breaking down, and Danny Johnson didn't allow that cushion to get closed to a certain extent. So boom, crashes, gets a hand on the football, incomplete. End of story, off the field. End of story, off the field. So that's pretty good. But now, like I said, like, first 3 plays is what it is. They go off the field again on the next drive. So now you enter, like they only had, I think, 3 or 4 drives in the first half. And I want to say it was 3. So now you get into the problem side of things, right? Again, they started out pretty good. But the biggest thing is the 15-play drive that went 97 yards. And this is what I call and what I deem the Bobby McCain drive. This is the Bobby McCain drive. Okay, so here we go. It doesn't start off with Bobby McCain, though, just to be clear. We will highlight where it all began. And it starts at the 3-yard line for the New York Giants. Okay. Run it in and we'll talk about it. All right. So at this moment, you have David Mayo and Jamin Davis in on this situation. You have your 5-man defensive line package, right? So essentially like a true 5-2 defense. And what Washington is doing is matching the personnel of the Giants. And when you have that heavy formation in, right, 3 tight ends, I believe that is that a, yeah. Maybe that's a receiver, so maybe 12 personnel. I can't tell who this is, but at least 2 tight ends. So they're matching with David Mayo, who's a solid run defender as well, right? And if you all remember when we did the Chicago film breakdown, how we talked about that second level linebackers really getting sucked up. Now Cole Hogan was playing at the time, but I think David Mayo had a few reps in there. I'm not too sure. I don't remember. But let's get to it. At the very moment, right, you see that flow, the second level flowing to Saquon, right? And when you're in the cover 4, like this shell, right, you see, there we go. All right, so you see Kendall Fuller at the bottom. Let me make sure. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Let me catch up. Give me 2 seconds, y'all. My bad. Okay. All right. So when you see Kendall Fuller at the bottom and you got your 2 safeties up top and your match defender right here carrying anything vertically, right? You got your 4 shell. And your hook defenders, in theory, are supposed to be, if they remain disciplined, they're supposed to be right over here, like where my mouse is, right? But they're honoring the run, they're honoring the run action. So ultimately what that does for Casey Toohill, who is playing his assignment right? Holding the tight end at the line of scrimmage for as long as he can, I guess, before pursuing the quarterback. He doesn't know, Casey Toohill doesn't know that he doesn't have any support behind him. But that's what happens. Linebackers get sucked up in the boot action. And when you're in your cover 4 defense, right, you're expecting somebody over here. So while that pass probably would have got completed, it probably would have went for 15, probably would have went for 6 or 7. So kudos to the Giants for playing that situation right with the boot action. But David Mayo and Jamin Davis getting sucked up in the play action really started off that drive well for the New York Giants. Yes, sir. What's going on with you all? Good morning to all the morning trappers, as always. Let's keep things going. So again, that's the first play of the drive, right? It was a 15-play drive. So the defense had to make some plays, right? They had to get some stops, right? They do. Like it wasn't all like pure will from the Giants. People made some plays and it put the Giants in some situations, right? So now you have on play 14, you have a 1st and 10 run. So mind you, this 1st and 10 run is right after John Bostic got shook out his cleats. So it was a 2nd and 6. They went for 7. And now you have now you have a 1st and 10 situation for the New York Giants. Let's go ahead and start it off right now. All right, so here we go. Easy money for Jonathan Allen. right? Easy money for Jonathan Allen. My bad, give me 2 seconds. Okay. All right. So, really, this is actually the fault of the offensive line, in my opinion. Jonathan Allen does, like, he dominates this rep. He dominates the center. But on this zone run, like, if I'm looking at it from an objective viewpoint in that how this play should be ran from the opposite side too, right? You would want to see, especially when you have a zone run, and you're the play side guard, if you don't give no help, like, that's Jonathan Allen right there. You got your center trying to reach the one tech, right? And Jonathan Allen, and you ain't give him no help. What you think was going to happen with Jonathan Allen? You gave him no help, and he destroyed the play. So, again, like I said, this was a 15-play drive. Washington put themselves in position to make a play to get off the field on several occasions, right? Starting with that first down run, you're in the 2nd and 15. Let's fast forward to 2 plays later where the Giants are facing a 3rd and 9. They're facing a 3rd and 9. All right, hey, be safe out too. Be safe. So now you're facing a 3rd and 9, right? 2 plays later, and like I said, a Bobby McCain drive. Let's go ahead and run this and start where talk about where things got off the right track for the Commanders on this drive. All right, here we go. So, again, third and 9 situation. 2 plays later after Jonathan Allen makes a play. This is a 3rd and long. He's supposed to be getting off the field. So what you're seeing in this instance, right? A cover 3 look, again, the disguise look, right? Between Darrick Forrest and Bobby McCain. You have your your 2nd level defender and Percy Butler blitzing the edge on a corner blitz. Or slot blitz, I guess, because he is playing a slot. So he's playing off the edge, blitzing Daniel Jones, right? He stumbles a little bit, running to the receiver. But again, Bobby McCain replaces Percy Butler as the flat defender. So now you have Kendall Fuller, Danny Johnson, and Darrick Forrest playing the deep thirds. Bobby McCain is supposed to be in the flat. And you have Cam Curl walling, taking away anything over the middle. So Bobby McCain is in a position where I think he's trying to defend a breaking out from your tight end. And he's also trying to maintain some type of leverage with Richie James as well. But at the end of the day, he has his eyes in the backfield. So like, everything is a little confusing in the sense of, like, what is Bobby McCain really trying to do here? But when you're in a cover 3, right, just off the general basis understanding of a cover 3, your eyes, you should be closer to this defender and this receiver and Richie James, right? You're basically in no man's land at this point. In a situation, again, 3rd and 9. So you see that moment right there. Bobby McCain unable to recover, unable to get to Richie James in that instance. And on the front end, when you're talking about pressure, right? Montez Sweat wins. He wins as quick as he could, I guess. Like, he's able to beat the edge, get around it, right? You have 3 people barreling in on Daniel Jones. He makes a tough throw under pressure and a good ball. But Bobby McCain, if he's understanding of where Richie James is, if he has some good awareness of Richie James is in that moment, and again, if he's not supposed to be, like, giving so much help to Cam Curl, right, then this is on Bobby McCain, in my opinion. Your eyes were too deep into the backfield as opposed to, like, understanding where Richie James is, right? And that's my assumption if he was not supposed to be giving help to 82. That's my assumption. But we're not done yet. Let's go ahead and get to 9 plays later. 9 plays later, Washington finds themselves in a 4th and 9 situation. The Giants are going for it. Same side of the field that Washington passed up their field goal on. So now you're in a situation where Giants are in the same boat, 4th down, but they're not punting. They're just going to try and keep their offense on the field, right? And maybe this has to do with the fact that they know that their offense can't score. Washington's offense, right? Knowing that Washington's offense can't score. So here we go. 4th and 9. Let's go ahead and get this thing rolling. Boom. All right. All right. Boom. So straight up, this is just a 2-man. Cover 2 man. You got two high over top of the man defenders at the bottom. You got 5 men, 5 people in man coverage, right? And it looks like you got a block and release with your tight end, Saquon, up the middle off the play action. None of that stuff matters though, right? Because you're talking about Richie James beating Bobby McCain in man coverage. So what you're seeing from Richie is probably better from this angle. Really essentially like a jerk stem and how he creates his separation. First steps are inside release, right? Before pressing up field. So off rip through James' quickness and acceleration, right? Playing off that foot, getting upfield vertically. And then also at the top of his route, right? You see him leaning inside to create even more separation on the outside, or create more room, for Daniel Jones to make this throw. So this is all overall good awareness from Richie James in a situation where he knows he has to win, and really pretty much takes advantage of Bobby McCain, especially with the leverage that he already gives up. Like, it's easy money for him. Like, he's just creating separation at the break point for when he breaks back outside. Tough catch in traffic, but at the end of the day, again, Bobby McCain loses in a man situation. Now we have the very next play. The very next play. What I say? Bobby McCain draft. The very next play. All right, and this one is like probably the most egregious one. This is probably the most egregious one out of the other 2 that I showed you. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it, and we'll talk about it. This one's probably even obvious to see. Probably would have helped if I told you where he was at. All right, so right here, Washington is in a cover 2. Cover 2 versus empty set. All right. Just off the general understanding of a cover 2, as we just said in the previously before, or 2 plays before, right? Just from the understanding of what a cover 2 is, you got a hook. A hook, a hook, a hook, a hook, a hook with 2 deep, right? Stay in your zone. So again, you have Richie James. Wait, is that Richie? No, that's not Richie. I want to say that's Darius Slayton. I can't tell who this is. I should have paid attention. But anyway, simply a curl breaking out, right? Like a curl breaking out. He sees some space. It was just traditionally a curl at first, but now he sees some space. He's exiting towards the sideline, creating opportunity on the sideline. Bobby McCain chases the route. This is a cover 2. The cover 2 structure, man. Stay in your zone. So you got a flat, essentially they kind of work the flat. So you got a flat that's being worked out, and then a slant on the back end, right over top of that flat. Bobby McCain chases, eyes in the backfield again, right? Eyes in the backfield, eyes on the quarterback. And Daniel Jones makes him pay. So let's go ahead and watch it from the other view. Like, what was Bobby McCain seeing? What fooled him to think that he was gonna throw the flat route? Right there. I don't know if you all saw it. I'm gonna play it back again. That slight look to the left got Bobby McCain off his mark. Look where his eyes are in this moment. Like, you can see it. His eyes locked in. And then boom. Right behind him. Right behind him. And then they score a few plays later. So again, like I said, Bobby McCain drive, that is their first touchdown of the day. Again, like I said, the defense played well for the most part, only giving up 13 points, right? So that's their lone touchdown of the night. And then you have the last drive, the very last drive of the game. We're going to talk about those 3 run plays in particular, and then we'll move to the offense. Those 3 run plays in particular that really set the Giants up in great position to put up more points and extend their lead against the Commanders. It's the very first 3 plays of the drive and how they got, again, remember, Saquon was getting strapped for most part of the game. So seeing these runs and how they took over in this instance and how Saquon took over in this instance, it was impressive just from a film standpoint. Like, shout out to them. They executed, right? Here we go. Painful to see. Okay, so here we go. Let's go ahead and run it again. Trap play, simple trap play, right? Allen gets upfield, but now you have your center failing Daron Payne. At one point, too, if you can see it, right? Daron Payne gets some good penetration, and what that does is delays 64 as the puller, or as the trap, the wham blocker, to hit 93. It's not wham, but you get it. He still gets there. He gets just enough on Jonathan Allen. Daron Payne almost blows this play up, but he gets past them, and boom. 14 or 12 yards to start off the drive. The very next play, you get something similar, a little bit different, something similar. Just a little bit different. All right, here we go.
Hey, run that shit up, Chase.
So now you got a 15-yard gain. The very next play, right? So Saquon is he gets 29. What's 29 plus 12? 42, 41 yards on 3 carries. At the end of the game, mind you. So they're just running a duo. They're running duo. It's simply just a power play in a sense. You got 2 double teams up front, right? 2 true doubles. If anybody declares, right, as John Bostic is declaring, or if Jamin Davis was to declare, you have to have good relationship between your guard and your center, or whoever's doing the double team. Good relationship, right? They're in position to attack the next level. He's in position, 64, to attack the next level. And they do just that. So they wasn't able to hold up against the double team, but here's also the killer. Because I didn't show the other angle, and I guess I should explain this part. Especially in duo, right? You got to have support from all 3 levels. And Washington doesn't have that. You got 2 high safeties, right? So they're still, because remember, this is still like 5 minutes, maybe 4 minutes in the game. Like, that drive took some time. So they're still honoring the fact that the Giants can run play action and maybe take a shot over the top. You're trying to eliminate that. But also, when you have that too high, to be clear, when you have that too high, you are eliminating an extra man in the box. You don't have that extra help and run support, so you're really relying on your front 6, right, your defensive line, your 2 linebackers. You're relying on that front 6, or maybe even front 7 if you ran the Cinco, right, to hold up at the point of attack. And they weren't able to fit this well. And now you're late in run support, and that gets Saquon able to pop off like this. So the very next play, right, you get the same thing, play 58. The very next play. Let's go ahead and run this. Very next play, that man took off. So now after 3 plays and 40 yards, he's already in Washington territory. Again, another duo run. Same thing as we mentioned, right? 2 doubles in position to climb and pick up anybody who's declaring, right? 68 right here. Same thing, good position, driving these people off the ball, mind you, right? So now you have 64 able to climb again. But the issue here also, Jamin could have played this a little bit better, right? So remember, we're talking about a couple of things. We're talking about how the 2 high safeties, right? The 2 high safety look gives you 6 people in the box to really defend against the run. And in this moment, you have 6 blockers at the line of scrimmage, 6 potential blockers at the line of scrimmage, right? You need these safeties to crash down as quick as possible. First thing, but you also need your linebackers to play this well as well. So when you look at Jamin Davis in this instant, right? Look where his head is. When 64 climbs, he gives Saquon this lane, as opposed to playing this a little bit even. You want to see him get over, right? Look where that mouse is. You want to see him get over that shoulder, and he's not able to do that. He's peeking the wrong way. So now he's able to pop off again, going for 14. So again, like I said, set up in Washington's territory already. They end up scoring the field goal, 20-12 at that point, and then Washington takes over with the ball. So those are some of the good that we started off with, and that's some of the bad that we ended with. Again, like I said, for the most part, on that defensive side of the football, Washington played things well. But there were some key moments in that game where you're asking these guys to get a stop. You're asking these guys from a defensive standpoint to get in the right calls. And whether it's individual effort or asking just 6 defenders in the box to dominate at the point of attack and help your defense out because you trust them that much. The Giants took advantage of that with some double teams and some good execution in that manner. Let's go ahead and get to the offense. That side of the ball is toxic. Pause though, right quick, man. If you're new to the Chopper Dive YouTube channel, man, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We definitely appreciate that. If you are on the Twitch side, make sure you hit that follow button. If you are new, we definitely appreciate that. And then on Twitter, appreciate you all watching. You're definitely welcome to stay on that side. I definitely appreciate you checking in. As always, you want to be a part of the show and be a part of the comments because I can't see comments on Twitter. Just go ahead and try to migrate over to that YouTube side. Back to the tape. Man. Where do I even start, bruh? All right, let's go ahead and show some love to Brian Robinson in the run game, because that was probably like the best thing on the night, run game. Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, not Curtis Samuel. I also don't like we talked about it, but I don't like how that force is with Curtis, man. Seemed a little forced. Giants were prepared for it. You replaced Gibson and Robinson at inopportune times for Curtis Samuel, and it kind of set your offense back a bit. We'll go ahead and start with play 13. And like I said, we'll talk about the run game, and then we'll get to some of the issues on the night, some of the larger issues on the night. All right, so here we go. First play. Boom, there you go. And that's that leg drive from Brian Robinson, man. B-Rob. I already like Brian Robinson, like before he even played a snap, just watching his tape at Alabama. But like, you're starting to see every single week how comfortable he is as a player again. Like, he's making plays, like he's creating plays, and it's not just off of power. Like, that man has some quick feet. He's an instinctive playmaker. He's feeling comfortable in the fact that he can get outside of the structure of the run, the designed run, and still make plays. And we'll get to that moment. But again, I like this look, and I like how Scott Turner set this one up, because you're looking at Curtis Samuel, right? You have a 2-back set in 22 personnel, 2 tight ends, Curtis Samuel, Brian Robinson. Curtis Samuel being a run threat out of the backfield, a run pass threat out of the backfield, right? You'll see how this is set up. This counter is set up. So Curtis Samuel immediately gets out and gets to the sideline, or towards the sideline, right? And what that does, you'll see the second level, these two guys. See, honoring a boot action, right? 41, playing Curtis. And what all that does is gets them out of their gap for a slight second and allows 68 and 82 to fill. And it leaves the rest for Brian Robinson, man. Good job by 71 and 53 to just drive, like push their guys off the ball. And that's what really helped Brian Robinson as well, man. It was a really good run. And that was like one of the beginnings of like his night, like a hell of a night for Brian Robinson. We'll keep talking and go with 4 plays later, right? Again, run game working. Like, they're finding ways to have success in between the tackles. They're finding ways to have success off tackle. Again, that's like 2-3 plays later. So you're talking about a good pin pull action between Cam Sims and Charles Zeno, right? On a toss play. Now you have Dyami Brown and Cole Turner out in space. Washington did a really good job, specifically Dyami Brown, sealing that linebacker. Mind you, side note, Dyami Brown, like, that's how you earn playing time. And we haven't even went through the whole play yet. Or we did, but you get it. That's how you earn playing time. You found yourself to be a good blocker with good athleticism and good speed. You are a threat to any defense, because nobody knows what you're about to do on a particular play. And that's why play action works well as well. So again, good job by Dyami Brown sealing off that second level pursuit. And now you have Cole Turner climbing and helping seal this off for Antonio Gibson to shoot upfield. That is excellent play. That is excellent. That is excellent. Let's run it one more time. And obviously you saw Cornelius Lucas with the kick out. But that is excellent play. Very good play call. Very good execution against the New York Giants. You love to see it. You love to see it. Again, we're just going through the run plays first, because this is the best part of the night. It's the best part of the night. Let's keep it pushing.
Run that shit up,
Let me see which one this was. My bad. Oh, yeah. That boy was cooking. All right, so here we go. What play was this? 5 plays later. 5 plays later, you get a 1st and 10 with Washington, right? Where is my present option? What's going on, Peace Crab? I see you checking in. Appreciate you, player. Good morning. All right, so here we go. You got another 12 personnel look, 1 back, 2 tight ends. And I want you to be mindful of like that personnel package when I talk about it, because it's going to set up some instances like when you see like the successes in the pass game, you're going to start to see like how the defense reacts to those personnel packages and certain looks. Obviously, again, like split zone, right? I don't know what the linebackers were thinking. I really don't. I don't know what 54 was doing. Like there was no run threat to the right, so he was just out of position, and so was Landon Collins for that matter. But split zone action, B-Rob able to get through, has very good balance, be able to maintain his feet in that instance. He slipped just a little bit, gets right back up, gets lower, gets his pad level right, and able to drive for extra yards at contact. Very good. I think Ron saw this film Monday, which made him have to acknowledge the QB position. Yeah, we're gonna get into it, bro. We're gonna get into it. I think there was some plays I noted. I don't know. We're gonna get into it. I got a couple more run plays, but we're gonna make sure that B-Rob gets the credit he deserves this morning before we get into some of the other action. I'm not leaving B-Rob out of this film. He needs this. And so does Antonio Gibson for the runs he had. I think it was primarily B-Rob that I'm about to be showing. All right, here we go. Yeah, remember, Brian Robinson is starting to feel himself, man. In a good way. Like, things don't really get no better than how he's executing right now in this offense. What play is this? My bad. This is play 28. All right. So obviously, as you see, 71 was a handful, was able to win pretty quickly, like leveraging center guard action, right? So he's able to provide some penetration, but again, quick feet, acceleration, change of direction, able to hit that corner and get to the edge, downfield, lower the boom, man. Make those DBs feel it, bro. Every single time. Of course, he's mad he's fumbled, and I'm glad that he fumbled out of bounds, right? But 27 don't know he caused the fumble. He just know he on his ass. He's like, how did I get here, bro? That's all he knows. So yeah, again, like I said, Brian Robinson starting to feel himself, man. He's being a playmaker. Like, that is speed. He was running like 18 miles an hour. Like, that's how fast he was running right there. I got two more for y'all with B-Rob. I actually got a couple more, but I'll hold on. I'll hold on to it. I'll hold on to some of those.
Hey, run that shit up, Chase.
All right. All right, here we go. Look at your boy Landon. Oh! Show that boy Landon. Like I said, bro, B-Rob is getting very comfortable. Just not even just with the offense, just understanding that he is back. He's feeling himself again, right? This is a dead play. Giants defended well initially, right? They defend the edge. Like, there's nothing there. So at this point, he's bouncing back, trying to create. This is all instinctive playmaking ability from Brian Robinson. Like, it ain't nothing to break down except for just watch. Get upfield, get 5 yards. For context, this was 2nd and 6. So a dead play would have put them in like a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, right? 2nd and 6 goes for 5 yards. Now you're in a 3rd and 1. And you ultimately convert. B-Rob's offense will further notice. They just need to get him more involved in the passing game. And here we go with one more from B-Rob. And then we'll get into the passing offense for the Commanders. All right. So I want everybody to understand when people talk about power, right? A power back. Brian Robinson is clearly a power back, right? But I think the issue that people kind of have, or people that, I think the issue that people have when evaluating Brian Robinson is just understanding that he's powerful, but thinking that he's slow. Like, having speed to turn the corner is big. Like, he ran out of space here, but having that speed to turn the corner, he got to the third level of the defense here. That's the third level. And again, like, he's running like 20 miles an hour here. Like, he is kicking it. To have that speed and acceleration, bro. Like, understand, if you get a better offensive line at times, he can house one. Like, it's not going to be hard for Brian Robinson to house one. I want people to know that. Like, that man is kicking it. That man is running with a purpose, bro. Like, he sees those holes. Like, he ain't wasting no time getting through them. That is speed. I'm not saying he's a blazer. Make no mistake. I'm not saying he's a blazer. I'm not saying he's a 4-3, 4-4 guy in the open space. But trust me, he can house something. You give him 30, 40 yards, he can take that to the house. You give him 50 yards, he can probably take that to the house. Just understand that. Understand that part. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Pass game. Before we get started, man, appreciate everybody checking in. Good morning. Good morning to all the morning trappers. Appreciate y'all checking in. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're on the Twitter side, make sure, if you want to stay on that side, that's fine. But if you want to be a part of the show, try to migrate over to YouTube, because I cannot see comments on Twitter for whatever reason. It's not my fault. Blame Twitter, blame Periscope. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, here we go. First play. This is the 5th play of the game, 1st and 10. There you go. And mind you, before this, actually, too, I should be clear. Like, Washington had some successful plays, like the Brian Robinson 18-yard pass. Washington did a really good job, or Heineke, did a really good job just understanding the situation, understanding that the coverage was soft underneath, and that those defenders were way out of position in that defense. So Brian Robinson is open in the flats. You're able to deliver it to him. Obviously, like I said, 18-yard gain. But now you're in the situation on 1st and 10, shortly after that play, where you're facing a cover 3 defense, right? 4 verticals. So you got your one short route underneath. You have your crosser over top, right? Running that over route, and you have on the boundary side, right? You have a go route. You have Thomas running up the seam, and then you have another runner towards the sideline. It's an overthrow, but there's also multiple things going on here, right? Taylor Heineke's also late. Ball should be out right here, right? So at this moment where the ball should be out, it takes what? 1.5 seconds for Taylor to plant and release. So now at this point, because he's late, you have your corner creeping onto Logan, right on the backside. You have your single high towards the boundary, having eyes on Terry, right? You have your single high over here. All you have to do is manipulate him, which is okay. Like, you're able to make this throw if you have the arm strength, right? This is a good window. This is a very good window right here. This is where the ball should be. But again, late on the throw, cornerback's able to crash, right? And then you're high. So late, inaccurate, and you didn't have the velocity, right? The arm strength. When we talk about arm strength, there's multiple meanings to get the ball there. So a missed opportunity for Washington on their first drive to get a chunk play in this moment. Like, arm strength will be able to defeat the coverage, not allow this safety to come in and make a play on Logan Thomas. That's what arm strength is. You got to get the ball there quicker. It has to be accurate. That's what arm strength is. Or let me be clear. That's part of what arm strength is. So missed opportunity. Logan's not able to get it. We move forward on to the next play. So we have now the play that forces Washington or Ron Rivera to think about forces Ron to think about kicking up or punting the football inside the 40-yard line. So I really actually like this play from Wink Martindale because the previous week, right? Washington ran this exact same play, and Washington ran this play against cover 2 man. So in cover 2 man, right? Let's go ahead and run this play so you can kind of see the concept. Cover 2 man allowed Curtis Samuel right here to win in that coverage again last week or the last game. So essentially what this does, this whip route, it influences that second level or that cornerback that's checking Curtis, and would allow him to get underneath towards the sideline, right? And if that isn't available, you have your backside slant from Terry. But again, if in man coverage, you want to get to something a little bit quicker than that, this is the side to go to. It's the 3 side. You're 3 by 1. It's the 3 side. So this isn't open, clearly, right? This isn't open. They play it right. Logan Thomas isn't open. And now you have Curtis Samuel, who isn't open either. At this point, again, against a cover 4 disguise, right? And I guess I should set this part up. They're getting a single high look, which indicates some sort of man. Gives them a man indicator in a sense, or cover 3, right? With him playing so far off in the first place, I guess Taylor isn't really, I guess he doesn't trust what he's seeing on that left side. On that, I don't think he's trusting it. I'm not sure. But again, you get a single high look and they rotate late at the snap to a cover 4 shell. So that freezes Taylor Heinicke, right? In a situation where they was probably him and Scott Turner was expected man coverage. They freeze in that situation. He's late on the slant because he's probably not expecting zone coverage, right? So Terry is open right here off the rip. But because he's expecting man and he's fooled, right? He's over here looking on the right side. So he's staying on that side way too long. And at that point that he breaks back, he's starting to feel some pressure, and Terry takes his route upfield. So the slant is no longer there. Slant is gone. Slant is gone. And yes, for those who are wondering, Jahan Dotson gets open, but he gets open after the play breakdown, right? So the play is broken down at this point. Jahan Dotson is open. Play's broken down. So there's assumptions that could be made, right? Oh, if the protection holds up, this is a touchdown. You got to assume that, if he could have got an extra second, this is a touchdown. You got to assume that Taylor even saw Jahan, or he would be able to see Jahan, because he may just scramble and try and get the first. He ain't looking downfield when that pressure hit him. Like, that's not what he's doing. So he's not going to, I don't think he's going to be able to see Jahan. But at the same time, again, like I said, the good coverage disguise ends up fooling Scott Turner and Taylor. When that play wasn't available to him on the 3 side, he should have quickly got back to that slant. But ultimately Terry breaks it up. There's pressure, and there is a huge missed opportunity on 3rd down, forces them to punt. No points on the first drive. Let's keep things pushing. Where is, okay, play 19. Play 19 is a 2nd and 12. 2nd and 12 situation. Again, this is inside. I think they end up scoring on this drive. Let me just double check. I don't think they do, though. I don't think they do. My bad. Damn, I ain't mean to do that.
Hey, run that shit up, Chase.
Or maybe they end up scoring a field goal. I think that's what it was. My bad. Trying to figure out. I think they end up scoring a field goal. All right, here we go. So simple, right? Ultimately, Cornelius Lucas gives up pressure. And we're talking about some of the bigger plays in this game. Obviously, the sack fumble was one, right? Charles Leno gave up some quick pressure, but the person who had some of the bigger issues on the night was obviously again on the right side, Cornelius Lucas. In this instance, gives up a quick inside pressure from a speed to power rush. And what hurts is because Trey Turner is uncovered, he has to provide some help, right? So once he sees that there's no threat at the snap coming in, he quickly looks inside to give help to Wes Schweitzer, who gets beat immediately. So because he got beat immediately, Lucas is out there on the island, which is fine. It's no issue. Like, there is nothing wrong with Trey Turner giving help where he gave help. It's Cornelius Lucas who needs to understand he has to hold up the pass pro too. And he got beat too quickly. Ultimately, it affects the pass. Again, this is a 2nd and 12. So a good ball to Antonio Gibson probably gets them maybe let's say 4 yards minimum. Let's say 4 yards. I mean, you're in a 3rd and 8 situation. But that's what happens here. But again, you're running a mesh concept as well, where Terry sacrifices Logan Thomas. He sacrifices Logan Thomas. And if he did have some time, Taylor may have been able to look for Terry. I'm not assuming that though. I'm just saying maybe he could have. But again, pressure impacts the throw to Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson isn't able to corral it. And that's what happens right there. We are on the offense aisle too. Talking about the pass offense. We just went through Brian Robinson though. Boy was cooking that night, and they robbed him of a good night, or what could have been a great night. Okay, so here we go. So again, remember the personnel packages that I was mentioning, man. 12 personnel, the backfield, what the backfield looked like, and things like that, because we're going to start getting into the play action, and what really started to kind of click for Washington at one moment. And we're going to start with Dyami Brown's shot play. All right. So remember, right? Hold on, give me 2 seconds. And boom. All right. So remember, 12 personnel looks, right? Dyami Brown, effective run blocker. You have Antonio Gibson in the backfield. He is a pass look guy. Then you have your 2 tight end sets, and it's just Terry and Dyami Brown, a person that they're familiar with, a defense should be familiar with. But in that same vein, you're not expecting much from him. You're expecting a lot from Terry. So at this point, this is just somebody with pure speed being able to smoke both defenders. Dyami's closing that cushion, right? He got about an 8-yard cushion.
Hey, run that shit up, Chase.
Closes it quick. The safety is lollygagging, right? He's lollygagging his back pedal. So now you have Dyami at this point. He's beat him. He's beat 20. Terry sees it. I mean, I said Terry. I always do that. Taylor sees it. Taylor knows that Dyami is beat 20. He blows past both of them. That ball needs to be out here. The man threw a duck. You got perfect protection. The man threw a duck. I mean, obviously, somebody hit him late, but he had enough opportunity to throw the pass before he got hit. So let's go ahead and talk about the other issue here. I'm not too mad. In real time, I said, bro, why are you forcing that play when you have Antonio Gibson out in the flat, right? He's wide open in the flat. Sometimes I understand, this is a fine shot. I mean, this is a fine opportunity to take a shot play. You're on plus side of the field. It's 1st and 10, right? So I'm not too mad at the shot play. But understanding, sometimes, and my gripe, right? Understanding sometimes that Taylor can stare down receivers. That's where I drew an issue with the fact that Antonio Gibson is right there open in the flat. So why not take that option as opposed to taking that deep shot to Dyami Brown, which has little or a lower percent chance of getting completed. That's where I was in the moment. I understand that Dyami beat him, so I'm not too mad at the shot play, but the pass needs to be better. Pass needs to be better. Here we got the end zone. So there's that. Yo, what's going on, kid? Appreciate you checking in. Appreciate everybody checking in. Let's go ahead and get to 2 plays later. 2 plays later. All right, boom. So this is the 3rd and 6, right? So we're talking about that shot play, right? With Jahan, with Dyami Brown. Now you're on a 3rd and 6 situation where you have did I play this right? Okay. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and run it and we'll talk about it. Incomplete pass to Curtis Samuel. Again, you had to take a wild guess. What were they running? And don't cheat and look at the name of the play. But nah, like that mess is coming with Scott Turner. Like, how do you dress it up? He dresses it up in several ways. This time you have Logan Thomas and Logan Thomas and Jahan Dotson running a mesh, the 2 crossers, the 2 shallow crosses underneath. You have Curtis Samuel over top running that over route, running right over here. But Logan Thomas, my bad, let me be clear. You have your slot safety or slot corner, whoever is checking Jahan, I don't know if that's a safety or cornerback, right? Where are we at? This is a cover 1, mind you, too. So this is man coverage. So you got a guy playing off coverage against Jahan Dotson, having to chase Jahan on a crosser. He's already off the ball by 8 yards. He's not catching up to Jahan. So look, at this moment, Taylor's already committed to Curtis with that single high right over top of Curtis. This is not the throw that you need to be making. Like, that is the wrong throw. And Logan isn't open either, because I'm just freeze framing this in this moment. You need to look at where Jahan is on the crosser. This guy is intended to be the guy. This is your guy that you're supposed to be going to on that mesh concept. I think Taylor got greedy, tried to get a chunk play with Curtis, but the safest route was at the sticks. Jahan, he's right here. That ball needs to be out right now, going to Jahan, because he has space to run and cut up field. Right here. He has space to run and cut up field. Ends up going to Curtis Samuel, incompletion off the field. And they end up punting on 4th and 6 instead of going for it. Loser mentality, mind you, in quotations. So again, here's the other angle for you, right? Like, that linebacker is not going to be able to compete with this pass. Like, he's out of position already because Jahan is crossing right behind him. Ball needs to be out. Yeah. Needs to be out in front, maybe behind. He thought Dyami stop short, come back to the ball, both defenders beat. Yeah, I agree. It needs to be out in front. Okay, where are we at? All right, so now we're going to get to the second half. We're going to get to the second half. We're going to show some good because, again, this is a really good start to happen. Again, remember what I said too as well. Personnel is important. Understand that. That's how these things started to work for Washington. Like, they were on one. It was locked in. I'm a little behind too, so so listen, I just want to give everybody a heads up while everybody's in here. Once the session is over, I have to immediately get off and handle some business. But again, appreciate everybody checking in. We're not done yet. I'm not done. I'm just getting this out of the way now. I appreciate everybody checking in. Appreciate everybody watching all this good stuff. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you are new. Yeah, Twitter side, migrate over to YouTube if you want to be part of the show. All that stuff. Let's get right back into it. But yeah, here's where we starting is right out of the second half. That first drive for Washington was crazy good. It was crazy good. All right, so here we go. Again, personnel package. 12 personnel, right? Brian Robinson in the backfield. You have Jahan Dotson, Terry McLaurin in this look. All right. Easy money. Get the ball to Terry hands. Keep it pushing. You got a soft cover 3 running 2 curl routes. That's it. That man is playing nearly 10 yards off the ball against Terry. Easy money. So this is good route tempo right here by Terry. Selling that speed and then throttling down right at the sticks. Gets that first down plus some. Right back at it. Very next play. Let's go ahead and run this. Very next play. Present. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, my bad. Damn, I didn't mean to do that. Again, personnel, right? 12 personnel. 2 tight ends. 1 running back. Brian Robinson. They're staying in the block. That run scheme, remember those motion plays right in the first half where Logan Thomas even got that flag for moving towards the line of scrimmage at the snap. Still giving that motion look, right? Sucking up the linebackers. Now you have Terry McLaurin open on the back end. This is a very good throw by Taylor Heineke. Very good read, right? Soft cover 3 once again, because you got your two speedsters out there, right? The 2 playmakers. You don't want to get beat over the top. So they playing that soft cover 3. And let me show the other angle, my bad. He's having plenty of time in this instance, right? They're playing well, protecting well. He got time stepping up in the pocket, which is like so weird to say, like, why aren't you doing it on a consistent basis? But again, good ball, very accurate ball, tough catch from Terry in traffic, right? Extended sticks, extended drive. Keep it pushing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like, when you got that speed, right? Exactly, you just said it. When you got that speed, bro, they ain't taking no chances. They'll give up the 10 that deep into your own territory. So now, here we go. You saw the shot play to Dyami Brown, right? Which makes that reverse from Dyami even more satisfying, seeing how they're playing off of these play action looks, these 12 personnel looks, right? Now you have John Bates in line, Logan Thomas in the backfield, Dyami Brown, Terry McLaurin once again. They're playing soft once again. And here you go. Boom. Out in space. Scott Turner. Hey, these are the 3-piece combos. These are the 4 or 5-piece combos. Like, he's starting to feel himself, bro, and he's connecting. Like, that's what this is, bro. That's what this drive is. Came out the gate prepared. Now you got your lineman in the open space. You got a whole wall for Dyami. But he had the speed to outrun everybody. So it is what it is. Got to the sideline. So now, like, hey, Turner dotting him up. Turner dotting him up, bro. It's easy. It's easy for him right now. Again, like, this whole drive was crazy good. I keep saying it. Let's go ahead and get to the next play. Dressing up again. What is this? This is 21 personnel. You got, my bad. 11 personnel. Sorry. You got Logan Thomas in line, Antonio Gibson, Curtis Samuel in the backfield. Eye candy. Curtis Samuel is eye candy at this point. So now you have the play action shot to Curtis, right? The play action. You got your linebackers swinging. You got 2 of them on Antonio Gibson on the swing, and then you got your 1 linebacker frozen because of the play action. Gives you ample space to get to Terry, get the ball out of his hands. He makes a play. And look at that. Like, that moment right there, right? Terry's vision is excellent after the catch, bro. And his acceleration and foot speed altogether, like, makes him a dangerous threat. But having the vision, like, he sees it. These guys are flowing towards the end zone. But if he's thinking, like, if I can cut inside of this guy, it's a house call. If I can cut inside, it's a house call. But Kayvon, hustling ass, made a play. I mean, and 36 did too. He slowed him down. But if he splits that, that's a house call. Like, Terry gets it, bro. He is a dog. He gets it. Yak God, man. Him and Jahan. Him and Curtis. Yak God. I don't think any of us have a huge issue with Turner 2020. It's craziness with Norv's son. Nah, I'm not going to do that. Not Norv, sorry. Turner has issues in 2020. Like, I want to emphasize the fact that Turner has issues. The primary issues is his flow of the game, like his feel for the game. Like, it gets them in trouble. And it's in plus territory, it really gets them in trouble. So here we go. Again, like I said, hey, he dotting them up, bruh. Dotting them up right now. Wide open. That boy was dotting them up. So now you have, again, 11 personnel. Curtis, Jahan, Terry, Antonio Gibson. But you have this look, this bunch look that you're selling. Again, remember where Diami and who was that? Cam Sims, right? With your pin and pull, you got this action, this play action that's going towards the boundary side. Everybody's flowing. It's his man coverage though, right? So this is the pick. That is the pick. Antonio Gibson goes out there. The linebacker's out of position. He runs into his teammate. Jahan is open. But he still wouldn't be able to get to Jahan. Jahan won off the rip, just based off the alignment. Like, he won. So now we keep it pushing, right? And we get to the very next play, which was beautiful. It was beautiful. All right, here we go. Hot. Damn. God damn. That boy Turner hot. Hey man, play action look. Cam Sims now, Logan Thomas, and then you have your tight end coming in motion. Got a 12 personnel again, right? Sucks up your linebackers, right? But it is a man situation, but it sucks up your linebackers. They're out of the picture. Now you have a true one-on-one. This guy has to make a decision. Taylor does a good job at this point. You'll see it on the end zone angle, manipulating this single high safety. Just enough to make this throw to Jahan. And what you see from Jahan before we get there is, first off, closing that space. Like, that's off coverage, closing that space as quickly as he can with his foot speed, his acceleration, closing the cushion. Like, I need to get up in his kitchen. I need that. But when I get in this kitchen, what am I going to do? How am I going to create my separation? Right? Again, technique, he's giving up the leverage already. He's playing something outside. He's selling. Like, he's playing that fade. Jahan gives him a double move at the top. Right back inside. Easy money. Good anticipation from Taylor. Good eye manipulation from Taylor. Good ball from Taylor. Great catch by Jahan in traffic. Great route by Jahan at the top of his route. First off, good release. Good at his top of his route and good catch in traffic. And you'll see from right here what it looks like with Taylor. Look where his head is. Right? Fires, comes right back. Boom. There's the space. Tough catch. Easy money. Easy money. Where are we at? Now we get into some of, we got a couple more. I think this is not, this isn't good. So play 51, I think this ended up leading to, let me double check. I don't think they scored on this one. Yeah, I don't think they scored on this one. All right, so here we go. On this drive in particular. Matter of fact, this was the. I'm trying to remember how the hell. But we're gonna run it anyway. We're gonna run it anyway. All right, here we go. So, as you all see, simple, right? Logan Thomas drops this, but this ain't the read. You have a 3-by-1 look. Terry, Jahan, Logan, John. A 3-by-1 look, and you have a cover 4 shell defense, right? So in that cover 4, as we mentioned earlier in the day, earlier in the show with Washington side, you have your quarter defender. You have 2 hook defenders, right? So in this instance where you have a block and release from Logan, your hook defender is being occupied by Logan coming out in the flat, right? He's coming out in the flat. So you have a 2-level read because Terry is going to take the top off the defense, right? He's going to take that quarter defender away from the sideline. So you have a 2-level read. If this guy stays with Jahan, Logan's open. If this guy goes with Logan, Jahan's open. Look. Should be going to Jahan. Should be going to Jahan. Yeah, Logan drops it, but we're talking about a big play. Matter of fact, look at this. Look at the dude on the sideline. I ain't even see it. Hold on. Let me go ahead right back right quick. Look at this dude. He's pointing to Jahan. I ain't even see that. He is pointing to Jahan, bro. He wide open. What are we doing? What are we doing? Taylor just, he's like in instances like when he's feeling, I get it. Like you want to get the ball out your hand quick, you in a rhythm, but like you still have to understand like from a coverage standpoint, what's available to you. You got a high-low read. Both of them was open, but the bigger play was behind Logan. 3 plays later, they don't end up scoring, I think, or they maybe kick the field goal. I'm sorry, they kick the field goal on that, make it whatever the score was. I don't know. Or whatever the third, I don't know. I'm 12, 17-12, or 14-12, whatever it was, 15-12. I don't know. But let's go ahead and get back to it. I was so confused for a second. I forgot that they scored on that drive. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead back to this one. Again, personnel matters. People were saying online that this should have been a touchdown, but truthfully speaking, like I don't think they saw the film yet. Like there wasn't much separation downfield. He didn't have a step on the defender. Jahan did. He didn't have a step on the defender. But again, play action sucks up your linebackers, right? And Jahan just blows right past that guy, but he's also checking. Like he's passing this guy off because that crosser, when you get that Terry crosser, he's passing that guy off. So now it's 1-on-1 with the safety. Jahan, again, like I said, doesn't really have a step. He makes an incredible play in contested situation. Like that's just Jahan making a play. So for those who were saying that that Jahan should have scored on this play, that wasn't the case. Taylor put that ball out there, man. It was a good spot. Like what, 55 yards in the air? So there you go. Great play by Jahan. One-handed catch in traffic, adjusting to get over the back of the defender without interfering. Like all of that is important. It's frustrating when you can't be more consistent with that. The catch-22 is we didn't run the ball that drive, and Norris lost his mind. Forgot we could still turn out big plays with B-Rob. They did. I think they did run that drive, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they did run that drive. I think. Yeah, I just skipped a couple. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think that was that drive. It was that drive. No, it wasn't. I got my notes here. I'm over here confused myself. I'm gonna keep it pushing. So he went away from it completely. That I agree with. He reads the high-low wrong on the snap. Matter of fact, they did run that drive, and the reason why they kicked the field goal. There I go. There I go again. Confusing my drives. I'm done. I'm done talking. He reads the high-low wrong off the snap. That's correct. Sometimes I think he needs to force the ball. I think he forces the ball. It's crazy because I think he forces the ball to Terry. He forces the ball to Terry, in my opinion. And that's it. And that's a problem. All right, let's keep things pushing because we only got a few more plays anyway, given how the game was running. Here's the last two plays that were huge issues for Washington. Let me go ahead and get into it. Oh my goodness, I'm running out of time. Let's go ahead and get into it. The last two plays, the problematic plays. We're not going to go over the penalties. Like, what's the point of going over the film for the penalty plays? Like, that ain't. I don't care about that. This is the big one. That's the big one. That's a touchdown. You got a cover 6 defense, right? Where you got your quarter, half. Quarter, half. He's running that flat over there. He's in the flats as well. Or I think he's playing hook. My bad. But point being, right? Washington is running 4 verticals from like a different alignment, stacked alignment with tighter splits. Excuse me. Stacked alignment with tighter splits on the boundary side. So these guys are tight to the formation, and these guys are a little bit wider out. Both running stacked formations, stacked alignments, all running verticals though. Just getting to it a little bit differently, right? You got Logan Thomas understanding where he is on the field and understanding that he has to get behind Landon Collins, right? So when you have that half safety, right, who got the half, he's supposed to stay over top, but Logan is able to get behind Landon and cross that safety's face. The safety has to make a decision, right? Because if that safety stays on the outside, Logan's wide open. That ain't a touchdown because Logan's slow. But if he stays with Logan, Curtis is wide open. Taylor, like the way I'm explaining it to you, Taylor is processing it 10 times quicker. That safety is his read the entire time, so he knows where to go with the football. Just underthrows it and sails it in a sense. From the other perspective, when you see what he does in the pocket, he pats it twice. But that first pat, I don't really fault him for it because that pat sails the throw to Logan. Like I think that could be his pump fake. I'm not sure. I haven't studied it, but that could be his pump fake. Like, boom, I'm about to release, and that's when the safety crashes. Now he resets or tries to reset and focuses back on Taylor. On Curtis. But he just heaves it out there and forces Curtis to have his feet in bounds for that play. That's that. Now we got the last play, the more controversial play of all time. People are going crazy over Twitter about this, man. This is the last play I got for you. Is the Heineke scramble at the end. I don't know why we didn't use Terry Moore on comebacks. They're selling on out for the deep ball, giving Terry easy on comeback all game, forces defender respect. Talking with the route, you think he's scared to overthrow, so he drops it short. Maybe he just wanted to get the ball there. It's a good question. Maybe. All right, so here's the last play. First off, I never even saw the ref bust his ass out there. Let's go ahead. Let's go. Well, I'm not talking about the play right now. I'm looking at this guy. Where is he? One of them. What is he doing? Why is he all the way out there in the first place? Like, is he tired? Why is he not on the field? But anyway,
Hey, run that shit up.
crosser, right? This is the moment where he needs to be cutting in. This is a walk-in touchdown. This is man coverage, right? Or somewhat of a man. It's a man-zone combo in the red zone. But, like, there's people being double teamed. So you have a double right here. Right? Mainly a zone combo now that I think about it. Now I'm looking at it once again. I thought it was man zone, like how they started out playing. I think they were just bracketing a couple of receivers in particular. So, again, Jahan is open on the crosser, right? But he's flushed out of the pocket because of some pressure on the left side. So he's not able to see that Jahan crosser, which is open right now, but he's not able to see it. So now he's out in scramble mode. At this point, you got Kayvon. He's trying to sprint. Like Taylor already acknowledged this yesterday. So I'm not making this up. He acknowledged that he was trying to get to the pylon. Ron Rivera even said he thought he was trying to get to the pylon. But cut up field at this moment. People are saying, I asked, like, how did he not score? Like, this is such a layup for a person in Taylor Heineke's ability, scrambling ability to cut up field and use Jahan. But he's trying to sprint to the pylon, allowing Kayvon to get back into play and make a play and beat him to the sideline. Let's show the other angle. Again, pressure on his left side, flushed out. And he could have just dumped it off. Like, he had options. He could have dumped it off here. But now you're getting to the sideline at this point. Again, he trips when he gets out here. He trips when he gets out here. Cut up field. Jahan, like, look at this space right here. This is so frustrating. Taylor is a scrambling quarterback. Like, he has an innate ability to scramble. He's not a Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. But he knows how to read blocks. This ain't new to him. He did it earlier in the game. Like, he cut up field earlier in the game and took a hit doing it. So he's locked in on that pylon. If you cut up field, it's a touchdown. Plain and simple. Cut up field right here, it's a touchdown. He ain't catching you. Like, look how he running. You think this fool is catching Taylor? Look how he running, bro. He already leaning over, bro. He's not catching Taylor. That's a touchdown. Cut up field, bro. Cut up field, man. Yes, hey, you know, hey, Al too, bird dogging. Thank you. We picking up the lingo. Yes, bird dogging, man. You know it. How would have cut it? Look, how would have cut it if we're talking about people on our roster? And if you do this 10 times for Taylor, Taylor would have cut it like 7 times. So this is the one time, like, pressure moment. I don't understand how you don't cut up field, bro. I don't understand it. But yeah, like I said, man, I'm sorry. I gotta immediately dip just to prepare for something. But yeah, I had to go. But I wanted to make sure, Al, too, like I mentioned, we would do both sides of the ball today. So offense, defense. We started with defense first. Started with some of the good on offense. If you want to run that back, we started off the offense with Brian Robinson cooking, Antonio Gibson cooking, run game cooking. And then we got into some of the other issues as well. So y'all take it easy. Like I said, I'm out of here, man. Trapper Dive, all 32 side coming out later today. I'll have an interview out with JP Finley tomorrow, maybe Friday, because we don't have content. Ooh, maybe Friday. I don't know. Figure that out. But yeah, I'm out of here, man. Y'all take it easy. All that good stuff, man. Be safe, bro. We gone. We gone, baby. We gone, baby. Where is my banner? I got to get out of here. Boom, there we go.